कृतमस्ति।
वक्रतुंड महाकाय सूर्यकोटि समप्रभ निर्विघ्नं कुरु मे देव सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा सरस्वती नमस्तुभ्यं वरदे कामरूपिणी विद्यारम्भं करिष्यामि सिद्धिर्भवतु मे सदा। गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णु गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरु साक्षात् परम ब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरुवे नमः।
अस्तु तर्हि अस्माकं कार्यक्रमः भविष्यति, समारोह कार्यक्रमः कदा भविष्यति? 27 किल?
आं महोदय, 27 फरवरी।
27तमे दिनाङ्के अस्माकं समारोह कार्यक्रमः भविष्यति। तर्हि तत्र कः का किं करिष्यति इति चिन्तनीयमस्ति। अधुना अस्माकं गणे केचन उक्तवन्तः, प्रिया महोदया उक्तवती आयुर्वेदस्य किमपि तत्र भाषणं वा उद्बोधनं करिष्यति। अनन्तरं कः किं करिष्यति? स्वप्ना महोदया भवती किं करिष्यति?
एकं नाटकं, participating in one natak. How do I say that?
एवं वा? तर्हि तत्र कति
अखिला महोदय, अनिल महोदय सह
अधुना सिद्धता जायमाना अस्ति वा?
सिद्धता जायमाना अस्ति इत्युक्ते?
सिद्धता इत्युक्ते प्रिपरेशन् अस्ति वा?
नो नो नो, जस्ट आरम्भं
चिन्तनमेव अस्ति।
जायमाना अस्ति।
अनन्तरं जयन्ती महोदय भवती किं?
अहमपि नाटके एकभागं स्वीकृतवती। अहम् एतत् कृतवती, अहं नायिका न एव नायक न स्वीकरोमि, अहं विल्लन् रोल् एव
खलनायिका।
अहं स्वभावेन करोमि इति वदामि।
विलेन् इत्युक्ते खलनायिका।
खलनायिका।
अस्तु, सम्यक्। अनन्तरं प्रिया महोदया भवती किं करिष्यति?
महोदय, अहं 27 भारतदेशे गमिष्यामि। अहं प्रीक् रेकार्ड् कर्तुं शक्नोमि वा?
ओ एवम्।
Is it possible?
Okay. It is possible. तेन प्रभावः न भवति, परन्तु भवतु। अधुना यदा भवती नास्ति चेत् करोतु तथा।
अहं 27 what is the time on the 27th for the program?
27 सायंकाले भारतीय समयानुसार काल।
So 27 सायंकाले नमक 27 morning.
आपको 26 27 20.
You have to always tell us our time.
No, it should be in the morning for us.
Morning for us.
Yeah.
Oh, morning for us. 28th, no, 27th morning.
27th evening, Siam for Bangladesh.
Oh, okay.
Then you should be good.
27th morning is Sunday, right?
Yeah.
Bhavati vimane gacchati va?
अहं 27th एव अहं भारतदेशे आगमिष्यामि.
But that is in the evening, she said.
No, I'm reaching 27th at 9:30, so I think at 6:37.
Oh.
अस्तु अस्तु, तर्हि करोतु। मुद्रणं कृत्वा तत्र वयं पश्यामः।
ध्वनिमुद्रणं कृत्वा अहं प्रेषयामि।
ध्वनिमुद्रणं करोतु, तेन सम्यक् भवति। अनन्तरं सुकन्या महोदय भवती सूत्रसञ्चालनं करिष्यति वा?
सूत्रसञ्चालनम् इत्युक्ते किं महोदय?
सूत्रसञ्चालनम् इत्युक्ते कार्यक्रमस्य सूत्रसञ्चालनम् इत्युक्ते किं वदामः आङ्ग्लभाषायां?
MC
मॉडरेटर या कॉम्पेयर।
महोदय, समयः सम्यक् न भविष्यति मम कृते अर्धरात्रौ अस्ति तत् समये
एकवारम् अर्धरात्रौ जागरणं करोतु
परन्तु महोदय
शिवरात्रि समीपे आगच्छति
इति चिन्तयतु पार्टी अस्ति इति चिन्तयतु करोतु किमस्ति एक न घण्टाद्वयं यावदेव समयः तत्र अपेक्षते करोतु
11:30 12 PM midnight 11:30 सार्ध 11 वादनं वा 12 वादने भविष्यति इति अहं चिन्तयामि रात्रौ प्रयत्नं करिष्यामि महोदय अहम् इदानीं लावण्या महोदया सह सम्भाषणकार्यक्रमः करिष्यामि आम् सम्भाषणम् आम्
करोतु अस्तु अनन्तरं का अस्ति अत्र जया महोदया भवती किम् इच्छति कर्तुम्
कथायाः कारकं introduction. I'll be doing the introduction
नाम कथायाः अस्तु अनन्तरम् अस्माकं समीपे आहत्य घण्टाद्वयम् अस्ति अनन्तरं तस्मात् 40 निमिषाः अस्माकं कृते तत्र रक्षिताः सन्ति. So we have 40 minutes out of that. So we have to finish everything in 40 minutes because total time is 120 minutes.
एवं वा 15 निमिषाः इति अहं चिन्तितवती न वा?
For the entire Lataa team it is 30 minutes, right?
For entire Lataa team it is 30 to 40 minutes.
No Mahadev, only 30 minutes.
30 minutes एव. नमस्कार जयकुमार महोदय स्वागतम् अस्ति. लता कक्षा स्वागतं भवति.
नमस्कारः.
नमस्कारः महोदय.
नमस्ते
नमस्कारः सर्वेभ्यः नमांसि. नमस्कारः.
अधुना चर्चा प्रचलति महोदय. नाम समारोप कार्यक्रमस्य किं करिष्यति?
एवं वा सम्यक् बहु सम्यक् श्रूयते वा?
आम् श्रूयते.
सम्यक् श्रूयते.
सम्यक्. कथं सन्ति भवन्तः? कथम् आसीत् वर्गः? लतावर्गः?
लतावर्गः बहु कुशलम् आसीत्. सर्वे परीक्षायाम् उत्तीर्णः भवति इति चिन्तयामि. इति कारणात् सर्वे हसितमुखः अस्ति.
एवं वा? परीक्षार्थं पठन्ति वा संस्कृतं? किमर्थं
परीक्षार्थं न पठन्ति?
संस्कृतं किमर्थं पठन्ति प्रश्नः पृच्छति तर्हि उत्तरं किं भवति? परीक्षार्थम् अहं पठामि इति वा?
परीक्षार्थम् अपि पठामि. अहं समयः अस्ति कोऽपि कार्यं न करोति इति कारणात् नेगेटिव् थिङ्किङ्ग् चिन्तनं न भवनीयम् इति.
नेगेटिव् थिङ्किङ्ग् अस्तु सम्यक् अस्ति. सम्यक् कारणम्. अत्र जालपुटे आन्लैन् कोर्स् इति इदानीं तु एतत्तु नूतनमाध्यमम् अस्ति किल. पूर्वस्मिन् काले तु आन्लैन् क्लास् इत्युक्ते कोऽपि न जानाति. आन्लैन् इत्युक्ते किं देर् इस् नो फ्रेस् काल्ड् आन्लैन् क्लास्. इदानीं तु यदि अत्र कोयम्बत्तूर् नगरे अहं वसामि, कोयम्बत्तूर् नगरे प्रायः कोऽपि अस्माकं नगरे संस्कृतं पठितुम् इच्छन्ति तर्हि वयं वदामः कुत्रापि एकस्मिन् मित्रस्य गृहे मिलित्वा संस्कृतं पठामः इत्युक्ते सर्वे पृच्छन्ति ज़ूम् लिङ्क् कुत्र अस्ति, किमर्थं भवान् ज़ूम् लिङ्क् न दत्तवान् इति खलु. ज़ूम् लिङ्क् मास्तु, गृहे स्थित्वा सर्वे मिलित्वा आसन्दे उपविश्य अनन्तरं कृष्णफलकं तत्र यथा पूर्वं पेण्डमिक् पूर्वं कोरोना व्याधि पूर्वं वयं मिलितवन्तः किल तथा फिजिकल क्लास फिजिकल क्लास इति इति प्रश्नं पृच्छन्ति इदानीं so now it has become like that खलु अतः ऑनलाइन माध्यमे तु प्रायः कठिनम् अस्ति खलु किञ्चित् पाठनमपि कठिनम् अस्ति पठनमपि किञ्चित् कठिनमेव अस्ति प्रायः भवन्तः अनुभूतवन्तः पाठनं तु कठिनमेव इति मम विचारः किम् इत्युक्ते प्रति 10 निमिषे शिक्षकः शिक्षकेन वक्तव्यं किं श्रूयते वा दृश्यते वा इत्यादि so in a physical class you don't have to ask all these questions दृश्यते वा इत्युक्ते किं दृश्यते वा इत्युक्ते किं कः वदति शिक्षकः किं वदति दृश्यते वा इत्युक्ते सः सम्यक् अस्ति वा इति ह्यः पर्यन्तं सम्यगेव आसीत् सः इदानीं किम् अभवत् गृहे किमपि अभवत् वा इति सो इति प्रश्नः अतः अत्र भवन्तः सर्वे मिलित्वा संदीप महोदयस्य नेतृत्वेन भवन्तः सर्वे परिचयं पठितवन्तः अतः किञ्चित् श्रोतुम् इच्छामि किं के कष्टान् भवन्तः अनुभूतवन्तः किमपि परिणामतया कुत्रापि परिणामम् आवश्यकं वा भिन्नतया पाठयितुं शक्नुमः वा पठितुं शक्नुमः वा इत्यादि विषयान् प्रति अहं भवद्भिः सह सम्भाषणं कर्तुम् इष्टवान् अतः केपि विचाराः सन्ति चेत् कृपया वदन्तु प्रिया कालहस्ति कृष्ण
निस्सङ्कोचेन वदतु यत्र कुत्र परिष्कारः आवश्यकः निस्सङ्कोचेन वदतु यथा इच्छन्ति चेत् अहम् अत्र बहिर्गमिष्यामि भवन्तः चिन्तयन्तु चिन्ता नास्ति वस्तुतः अत्र मम मुम्बईं प्रति गन्तव्यम् अस्ति अतः 10 निमिषेभ्यः तत्र अहं तिष्ठामि अनन्तरम् अनुवर्तयतु तर्हि जयन्ती महोदय भवत्याः अभिप्रायः कः इति वदतु
अहम् एतत् सूचना दातुम् इच्छामि one गृहकार्यं किल तत् कक्षायाम् अनन्तरं गृहकार्यं कक्षाया किं पठितवन्तः तत् गृहकार्यं मल्टिपल चॉइस क्वेश्चन अध्यापकः ददाति चेत् अहमपि कान्सेप्ट् मनसि आगच्छति एतत् किं वदति खलु अहं कन्नडनगरे वसितवती तत् समये अहं अकेलाति न I was alone. तत् कारणात् एक डिस्क CPA मध्ये एक डिस्क ददाति अहं पुनः करोति चेत् मनसि तिष्ठति एकवारं एकघण्टा वदति चेत् अहं recalls difficult. So this सूचना I want to give. क्यों why किमपि संस्कृतं जो पठामि अभ्यास एव आगच्छति एकवारं श्रुत्वा न आगच्छति Thank you धन्यवादः
सम्यक् इत्युक्ते इदानीं गृहकार्यं पुनरभ्यासः नास्ति वा गृहकार्यात् भिन्नं किमपि आवश्यकम् इति गृहकार्यं कृत्वा अनन्तरं पुनः समयः अस्ति खलु, समयः व्यर्थः एव भवति, अतः किमपि कर्तव्यं तत्र इति। सम्यक् सम्यक्। सम्भाषण अभ्यासः तु आवश्यकः एव खलु। किं करणीयम् इति प्रश्नः पृष्टवन्तः सर्वे शिक्षकाः अपि मिलित्वा, सन्दीप महोदय, भानु महोदय, हरिप्रिया, ऐवत् महोदय, सर्वे वयं मिलितवन्तः एकवारं। तत्रापि एका सूचना आसीत्, सम्भाषण दृढीकरणीयम् इति विचारः आसीत् तत्र। अत्रापि पुनराभ्यासार्थं किमपि आवश्यकम् इति। प्रायः इंटरनेट माध्यमे संदीप महोदय भवान् अपि प्रायः जानाति, अनेके टूल्स् सन्ति, कार्तिक महोदय इत्यादि जानन्ति। किमपि उपयोगं कर्तुं शक्नुमः वा, यथा सन्धि वा, नूतन शब्दाः वा, शब्दप्रयोजनं, शब्द अभ्यासं, सुभाषित अभ्यासम्, अन्वय अभ्यासम् इत्यादि सम्यक् विचारः अस्ति। चिन्तां कुर्मः, चर्चां कुर्मः, कृत्वा वयं सूचयामः पुनरभ्यासार्थं किमपि उपायाः सन्ति वा। संदीप महोदय, भवतः किमपि विचारः अस्ति वा?
अत्र यथा जयन्ती महोदया उक्तवती, गृहकार्यं वा किमपि MCQ माध्यमेन वा अन्यत् कोऽपि तत्र विचारः तत्र अङ्गीकुर्मः। नाम तत्र अग्रिमे वर्षे तत्र नाम गृहकार्यं किञ्चित् अधिकं भवेत् इति किञ्चित् तादृशं कार्यम् अस्माकं भवेत्। पुनः सम्भाषणार्थं किमपि करणीयमस्ति इति तु अस्माकं चिन्तनं बहुकालात् पूर्वमेव आसीत्, परञ्च कथं करणीयम् इति प्रश्नः अस्ति। तर्हि सर्वे मिलित्वा कुर्मः। सम्भाषणार्थं किमपि करणीयम् इति तु अस्ति एव। तत्र बहवः जनाः कष्टम् अनुभवन्ति सम्भाषणे। नाम अत्र सर्वे विचाराः सन्ति, परञ्च अत्र मुखे किमपि न स्फुटनं न भवति। इत्युक्ते किम्, आङ्ग्लभाषायाम् इति अस्ति, इत्युक्ते अधुना संस्कृते किम् अस्ति इति सर्वत्र एषा एव समस्या प्रचलति। परञ्च तस्य समाधानं किम् इति, नाम तत्र अभ्यासः एव समाधानम् अस्ति किल। सप्ताहे एकवारं मिलित्वा किमपि जल्पनं कुर्मः इति यदि वयं चिन्तयामः चेत् भविष्यति। यदा अपशब्द एव यदा वयं वक्तुम् इच्छामः चेत् संस्कृतेन एव वदामः इति यदि नियमः भवति चेत् प्रायशः तत्र सर्वे सम्भाषणं कर्तुं शक्ष्यन्ति इति अस्ति। अभ्यासः एव तत्र उपायः अस्ति।
अत्रापि वयं आगामि वर्षे वयं निश्चितं कृतवन्तः, अभ्यासार्थं सम्भाषणवर्गः भवति इति। इत्युक्ते ये सर्वेषु स्तरेषु ये सन्ति सर्वे इच्छन्ति अभ्यासं। प्रथमस्तरे एव वा मध्यमस्तरे एव वा इति नास्ति, सर्वे। अतः तत्र अभ्यासकक्षा किमपि स्थापितव्यम् इति अपि वयं निश्चितं कृतवन्तः। कथं प्रचलति इति पश्यामः। निश्चयेन परिवर्तनं भवति तत्र। धन्यवादः।
अनन्तरं वदतु, सर्वे वदन्तु। जया महोदय, सुकन्या महोदय, भवत्याः किम् अभिप्रायः वा?
महोदय, अहं मन्ये पाठनम् अति उत्तमम्। अध्यापकः श्रद्धतया सर्वेभ्यः पाठनं कृतवान्। आवां कृतज्ञता वदावः। एक सूचना अस्ति, अन्व्यक्रमं मम मम बलहीन टॉपिक अहम उत्तीर्णं न मम मम ज्ञानं स्वल्पं एव अस्ति एव अस्मि। अहं चिन्तयामि ज्ञानम् अन्वयक्रमे अभ्यासम् अधिकं करोति चेत् सरलतया श्लोकार्थं श्लोकतत्त्वार्थं लघु 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 लघुरीत्या भवति।
आं सत्यं भोः। सन्दीप महोदय तु तत्र पाठनाय तस्य रुचिः अस्ति, सरलतया सः पाठयति, वयं जानीमः। धन्यवादः। वक्तव्यमेव तत्। भवान् अपि अस्वस्थः आसीत् किञ्चित् कालं पूर्वं, चिकित्सालये आसीत् भवान्। चिकित्सालये संस्कृतपुस्तकानि स्वीकृत्य चिकित्सालयं गतवान् भवान्। तत्र संस्कृतं पठित्वा परीक्षामपि ततः एव लिखितवान् वा इदानीं न जानामि, किञ्चित् तदा भवान् चिकित्सालये आसीत् भवान्, अहं जानामि। अतः भवतः भवतः उत्साहेन वयमपि प्रेरितवन्तः। धन्यवादः। कुर्मः, अन्वयक्रमः तु करणीयमेव। अत्र अपि भवति, अग्रिमस्तरे अपि भवति। पीरियाडिकलि वयं अभ्यासकक्षायां किं किं करणीयम् इति शिक्षकेन सम्भाषणं कृत्वा केन कस्य अभ्यासम् इदानीम् आवश्यकम् इति अपि चर्चां कृत्वा कर्तुं शक्नुमः। धन्यवादः रामूर्ति महोदय।
जयकुमार महोदय, यदा अनुमतिः अस्ति चेत् अहम् अधुना निर्गमिष्यामि।
अस्तु भोः, अस्तु।
पुनर्मिलामः। धन्यवादः सर्वेभ्यः।
महोदय बहु कृतज्ञता।
अस्तु, चिन्ता नास्ति। अनिल महोदय, भवान् अधुना को-होस्ट् नाम सहस्वामित्वम् अहं तत्र दत्तवान् अस्ति, कृपया अनुवर्तयतु।
अस्तु।
भवन्तः सर्वे साहाय्यम् अपि कृतवन्तः। सो कार्तिक महोदय, स्वप्ना महोदय इत्यादि सर्वे गृहकार्यपत्राणि परिशीलनम् इत्यादि विषये साहाय्यं दत्तवन्तः। पश्यतु, अनेके सेवकाः सन्ति। एतत् एकस्य प्रयत्नं नास्ति, शिक्षकस्य प्रयत्नं नास्ति। तत्र भवन्तः अपि छात्ररूपेण, अनन्तरं अन्येषु विषयेषु अपि भवन्तः साहाय्यं कृतवन्तः। तदर्थमपि मम धन्यवादान् प्रकटीकरोमि। तदर्थमपि अहं मेलितुम् इष्टवान्। अतः एतत्तु यज्ञः भवति आन्लैन् माध्यमे। कथं संस्कृतं पठामः, कथं प्रचलिष्यति इति अहं पूर्वं न ज्ञातवान् एव। संशयाः सन्ति मम मनसि। How can we accomplish something like this? So still not easy. I don't take anything for granted. And so this online video thing and all that, the teacher has to be very good. Teacher has to be really good. Means Samskrite tu tasya nipunatvam bhavatu. Anantaram, how to conduct a online class. how to make your presence felt, how to remove all the doubts the students have, how to make sure all these online barriers तु अनेके सन्ति खलु, अतः it's not easy. But somehow we have accomplished that with our blessing from our acharyas. So I'm very happy about that. अन्ये किमपि विषयाः सन्ति वा? कार्तिक महोदय वदतु. जया महोदय वदतु.
Namaskar. So this is my first year with ASK. Saraswati Mahodaya was inspiring me. She was the one who told me about it, and she said this is a great place to learn and everything. Because of her, I came here, and I'm truly enjoying the journey of Sanskrit learning.
बहु सम्यक्. कुतः भवती कुतः?
कोलम्बस् ओहायो मध्ये.
कोलम्बस् एव. सम्यक्.
सरस्वती महोदय अहमपि in the same city. We live in the same city.
अस्तु, सम्यक्. कोलम्बस् नगरे अहमपि वर्षद्वयम् उषितवान्. I lived there for 2 years before returning to India. So 2015 अहं भारतदेशं प्रत्यागतवान्. तदा अहं कोलम्बस् नगरे एव आसम्. तत्रैव अनेके तत्र सजीव नायर इत्यादि.
I didn't know you at that time. It was not.
सुनीता चवेन्द्र इत्यादि जानाति प्रायः. सर्वान् तत्र मिलितवान् एकवारं. तत्रापि मन्दिरे रुद्रयज्ञम् इत्यादि आसीत्, महारुद्रम् इत्यादि. तत्र केचन आम् तत्रैव हिन्दू टेम्पल ऑफ कोलम्बस or something, yeah, भारतीय टेम्पल something like that. तत्र अहं तत्र ये इच्छन्ति पारायणं कर्तुम् इच्छन्ति ते मम गृहम् आगच्छन्तु इति अहम् उक्तवान्. तदा अनेकानि मित्राणि मम गृहम् आगत्य वयं मिलित्वा पारायणं कृतवन्तः. सो तदा अहं मिलितवान् तान्. सम्यक्, धन्यवादः. अग्रिमकक्षामपि गन्तुम् इच्छति वा जया महोदय?
महोदय, मालती कक्षा I will register. Yes.
सम्यक्. भारतदेशे भवती कुतः?
Last year भारतदेशे गतवती.
कुत्र भवतः मातृभाषा किं भाषा का?
मातृभाषा तेलुगु.
तेलुगु.
विशाखपट्टनम. Dr. Ramurthy Mahodaya was saying, I want to learn more about Anvaya Kramaha, like become strong in it. So I also want to do a lot of abhyasa in that area.
सम्यक्. अन्वयक्रमः तु मालतीकक्षायामपि भविष्यति एव. प्रायः भगवद्गीता श्लोकाः तत्र, नो चेत् सुभाषितानि तु सन्ति एव. भगवद्गीता प्रायः मुख्यग्रन्थः अस्ति. तत्र ये वयं
Is it that I am seeing Jacob Mother frozen or all of you? Okay.
Everyone.
अन्तर्जालस्य समस्या अस्ति मन्ये.
Maybe you can pause the recording, Mahoday. Once Jayakumarji joins us, then you can continue.
आगच्छति वा
Samita,
Take this as another suggestion, that's all. In which case.
अस्माकम् अत्र इंटरनेट किञ्चित् स्थगितः. धन्यवादः. अन्ये कोऽपि? अखिल, प्रिया, अनिल महोदय.
महोदय तदेव वयम् इदानीं उक्तवन्तः. यदा कक्षा आरम्भं भवति तदा एव अभ्यासवर्गः अपि आरम्भं भवति चेत् सम्यक् अभ्यासं कर्तुं शक्नुमः. श्रूयते वा?
गतवर्षे कथम् आसीत्? श्रूयते वा?
अभ्यासवर्गं किञ्चित् दीर्घकालानन्तरं
अक्टोबर् मासतः एव अभ्यासम् अभवत् इति अहं चिन्तयामि. अक्टोबर् मासतः एव.
एवं वा?
आम्.
किमर्थम्?
अहं न जानामि वाट् इस्
अहम् इदानीं जानामि. आम् आम्, सन्दीप् महोदय किञ्चित् व्यस्तः आसीत् कार्यालये. तस्य तत्र नासिक् नगरे, अतः तस्य गृहकार्यम् इत्यादि कर्तुं समयः न आसीत्. अतः अपि तं पृष्टवान्, किं भोः गृहकार्यं किमपि निर्माणं कर्तुं वा साहाय्यम् आवश्यकं वा इत्यपि पृष्टवान्. तदपि चर्चा अभवत्, अहं जानामि. इदानीम् आगामि वर्गे तदा न भविष्यति. सर्वे जानन्ति तत्र अभ्यासम् अपि यथा वा वर्गस्य अनन्तरमेव शीघ्रमेव करणीयम् इति. सम्यक्, तत्तु वयं जानीमः. या, दट्स् अ गुड् पायिण्ट्. तत्र अभ्यासवर्गः अपि इदानीं तु अभ्यासवर्गः अपि भवति, ट्युटोरियल् इति. वर्गे किमपि रिव्यू अभवत् वा? इत्युक्ते पूर्वस्मिन् कक्षायां किमपि यत् वयं पठितवन्तः तस्य पुनरावलोकनं, पुनस्मरणम् इत्यादि अभवत् वा वर्गे?
आं महोदय.
आं महोदय.
बहुवारं.
सम्यक् बहुवारम् आसीत्.
सम्यक्. आम्, तत्तु सम्यक् विचारः एव. अभ्यासः अन्यासु कक्षासु अभवत् अभ्यासः. प्रतिवारं प्रतिसप्ताहम् अभवत् एव. अत्र लता कक्षायां किञ्चित् क्लिष्टः आसीत् आरम्भे.
महोदय, विचारद्वयं प्रकटितुम् इच्छामि. I was just telling before you came. अत्र सार्धघटिका भविष्यति कक्षा. तत्र एकघटिकां पूर्णतः नूतनविषयाः पाठितम् उत्तमम्. तदनन्तरं सार्धघटिका, half an hour, if we can get into breakout rooms, randomly assigned. There are about 15 people at best. So about 4 or 5 breakout rooms, we can, and pre-assigned topics, pre-assigned activities per se. If that can be planned in some way and curated, that will help in a lot of ways, Mahodaya.
ब्रेक्औट् रूम् अपि अहमपि श्रुतवान्. तत्र केचन अहं जानामि, ते ब्रेक्औट् रूम् इति प्रति कक्षायां ते उपयोजयन्ति. किन्तु कथं करणीयम् इति किञ्चित् प्रायः वयं मिलित्वा चर्चां कुर्मः.
आम्.
So that way the number of people is less. द्वे वा त्रीणि वा चत्वारि बान्धवाः एव भवन्तु इति. तत्र किमपि एकस्मिन् विषये चर्चां कर्तुं शक्नुमः. अन्वयरचना वा इत्यादि. किम् इत्युक्ते now in a large class then the opportunity is very limited for one person to participate. Into in a breakout room, once the topic is clear, now there is probably one person who is allotted as a coordinator of that breakout room. So that's a very good idea. सम्यक् विचारः अस्ति.
अन्य एकः प्रश्नः अस्ति. If we want to express our gratitude, कृतज्ञं कर्तुम् इच्छति चेत् कोऽपि, in any whatever form, for the teacher Sandeep Mahodayana, is there any opportunity for us through the Asha Seva Kendra where we can contribute something, or if we can do something? Because he's done a very fantastic job for all of us. अस्ति चेत् कृपया भवान् मार्गदर्शयताम् इति प्रार्थयामि.
आम्, यदि सन्दीप महोदयाय किमपि कर्तुम् इच्छति तर्हि सन्दीप महोदयं पृच्छतु किं करणीयमिति. प्रथमं तस्य विचारान् अपि स्वीकुर्वन्तु. अत्र आर्षसेवा केन्द्रं तु नान् प्राफिट् चारिटी अस्ति. अत्र वयं किं कुर्मः चेत् अत्र प्रथमतः वेदान्तपाठनं तथा संस्कृतपाठनम् अत्र भविष्यति. स्वामी दयानन्द सरस्वती इति अस्माकं गुरुः, ते आश्रमम् अनेके आश्रमान् स्थापितवन्तः. तत्रैव वयं तत्र आश्रमे पठित्वा तत्र अस्माकं स्वामिनः उक्तवन्तः पाठयतु इति माम् उक्तवन्तः. अनन्तरं संस्थापः एवं केन्द्रमपि स्थापयितुम् उक्तवन्तः. अतः एव तेषाम् आशीर्वादेन एतद् केन्द्रम् आरब्धम्. केन्द्रे पाठनं कर्तुम् आरब्धवन्तः. अनन्तरं देशसेवां प्रचलति अत्र. ये दीनजनाः सन्ति कुत्रापि तेषाम् अन्नदानं वा भवति. कोरोना समये अनेकेषु प्रदेशेषु वयम् अन्नदानम् इत्यादि कृतवन्तः. अनन्तरं वैदिकजनाः सन्ति अस्माकं भारतदेशे. वेदपाठशालाः सन्ति. तत्रापि अनेके तत्र दीनजनाः, ते आर् वेरि पुवर्. मन्दिरेषु ये अर्चकाः सन्ति, केचन मास्तु सर्वे तत्र कष्टम् अनुभवन्ति जीवने. अतः वयं so I have inquired into these things and identified people. Anveshanam kritva. So during Corona time, every month, prati mase, so we identified 16 people in Coimbatore and in other places, and then gave them 2,000 rupees, 3,000 rupees a month, and based on their economics requirement, and there are people who know that. So ataha, like that we have done. अनन्तरं कोरोना समये केचन वैदिकाः अनारोग्यम् अनुभूत्वा चिकित्सालयं गत्वा तत्र लक्षं वा लक्षद्वयं वा इति ते have spent so much money. अतः subsistence, hospital expenses, medical expenses, so we have reimbursed some of those expenses. Like this periodically, constantly we are doing. Anantaram, Coimbatore Nagare, Mysore Nagare, Dina Chatraha Santi. So children of vegetable vendors, children of painters, children who are basically daily wage laborers. So Panchashat Shashtihi छात्राः सन्ति प्रायः सप्तमवर्ग आरभ्य महाविद्यालयम् अपि गच्छन्ति तेभ्यः वयम् आन्लैन् माध्यमे ट्यूषन् अभ्यासं इदानीं प्रायः वर्ष 8 वर्षाणि पूर्वम् आरब्धवन्तः. So they are all going strong. So these 55 children, we are supporting their education. Some of them we support their family members also, giving subsistence and paying their house rent and things like that. So there is a lot of activities like this going on, and in the area of Indian history also we're working with the state governments. So Telangana and Andhra Pradesh state governments and people like you are involved. In fact, Priya has just joined us in that group, and we are working with the state government to change their textbooks. We are giving recommendations to them. So 6th, 7th, 8th class, just now 8th class, they've asked us to recommend their textbook itself. They asked us to design a textbook as opposed to review a textbook for the first time. So these kinds of work we do. So yatra kutrapi bhavantaha icchanti नेतृत्वं वा दक्षिणां वा दातुं तु कर्तुं शक्नुवन्ति भवन्तः. My budget for this year is 30 lakhs. So definitely all this work happens because of donations from people like you. अतः कार्याणि तु प्रचलन्ति एव अनेके. यत्रापि भवतां रुचिः अस्ति, wherever you like to contribute in whatever way, you can help with teaching children about nutrition or medicine or something that's important to children to know. And so one friend called me from Bangalore. She's a nutritionist, so she wanted to teach about the importance of nutrition. So these days, idanim too, so the children don't know all these things. They have no idea that there is something called proper nutrition, and eating chips all day is not a good thing. They don't know all this. Somebody has to tell them all this. So therefore, the opportunity is huge. So even Priya was telling me about her desire to connect allopathy with Ayurveda. So she's working on that, and she's very interested in something like that. So like that, many of you have your own specific interests and passion, and so definitely there is a lot of opportunity. Please reach out to me, reach out to us, and so there is a lot of Kartik Mahodaya opportunity. Aneke avakashaha santi eva.
आचार्येभ्यः किञ्चित् कर्तुम् इच्छन्ति चेत् जनाः, what are the things for I am asking for the acharyas who have taught us.
Satyam.
If you want to really, as in what can we do? Acharyaya priyam dhanam ahritya prajatatvam ma vyavachyati. We don't want to be a burden in doing something for them, but at least do something that will be good for them.
Satyameva. Nothing stops you from giving a dakshina to Sandeep Mahodaya. Nothing stops anybody. So definitely reach out to Sandeep Mahodaya. He has not talked to me about it personally, and I have not spoken to him either. So definitely, yeah, I think you should reach out to Sandeep Mahodaya and ask him what his thoughts are on these aspects. So definitely, adakshinam alpadakshinam nishphalam bhavati iti asmakam shastri vadanti. Adakshinam, not giving anything. Alpadakshinam, giving too little, you know. So brahmanas come, they do puja, all these things, and then they do homa, and then you're thinking whether I should give 5 rupees or 10 rupees. You know, no, that's not the way to do it. Hey, come on, this is their livelihood. Just give what you can. Their children are there. Ask them about their children. How are they going to college, etc. And many of our Vedic people are all struggling a lot. So definitely acharyas. So Sandeep Mahodaya, you have to talk to him about it. If you have not asked him, you should.
Mahodaya, Vittakoshe
वित्तकोश विवरणम् अर्षसेव केन्द्रं सेवक
Share,
अर्थसेवा
can you
केन्द्रस्य
share?
वित्तकोश विवरणं
Ichati, I mean, dadati va. What is word for share in Sanskrit?
Sharing.
Yeah. Can you please let us know?
अहं प्रेषयामि, कार्तिक महोदय प्रेषयति।
कृपया प्रेषयतु भवान्।
प्रेषयामः
धन्यवादः।
निश्चयेन। अत्र इदानीमपि केचन मम छात्राः अपि भगवद्गीता वर्गे ये सन्ति ते इदानीं वेब्सैट् अपि निर्माणं कुर्वन्ति। तत्र अपि अनेके विषयाः सन्ति। इच्छामः दद्मः वयं। धन्यवादः।
यथा इच्छा यथा शक्ति. No, this one. No compulsion, nothing of that.
सन्दीप महोदयस्य पाठनं रीति मह्यं बहु रोचते। मम पर्सनली मम बहवः क्षीणक्षेत्राः सन्ति, परन्तु मम मुख्य क्षीणक्षेत्रं सम्भाषणं। मस्तके शब्दाः सन्ति, परन्तु एका समकालं translation, I'm searching for the translation, अनुवादं भवति। शब्दस्य संस्कृत शब्द किं, सम्यक् शब्द वा, सम्यक् शब्द न वा, विभक्ति किं, झटति न आगच्छति. So that's personally my extremely क्षीण क्षेत्रं. So I कार्तिक महोदयस्य breakout room idea बहु सम्यक् अस्ति. So if there's some way through these classes, because all the spoken Sanskritam classes that are sent to us, there is all Bhavatyah Nama Kim, Mama Nama Priya. It's people who are starting from scratch. But all the other Sambhashanam, there's no Sambhashanam. How do you do a Sambhashanam in Karmani Prayoga? So things like, how do I use Parichaya to translate into day-to-day Sanskritam? But one very good thing about Sandeep Mahodaya is अस्माभिः प्रश्नं कोऽपि प्रश्नं भवति प्रष्टुं शक्यते, निस्सङ्कोचेन प्रश्नं प्रष्टुं शक्यते. That is श्रेयः सन्दीप महोदये एव जातः.
आम्, सन्दीप महोदय तु बहु सम्यक् पाठयति। सः सलिलतया संस्कृतमपि वदति। तस्य अतः यदि वयं तं पश्यामः तर्हि सः प्रेरयति, अस्मान् प्रेरयति. A teacher must inspire the students, is it not? So सः तस्य गुणः अस्ति तत्। इदानीं तु विचारः एवम् अस्ति, सर्वे अभ्यासकक्षाः प्रथमस्तरे अस्ति। भवत्याः नाम किम् इत्यादि सरल संस्कृतम् अस्ति, किन्तु इदानीं तु परिचयः, अनन्तरं मालति इत्यादि अस्ति। तत्र कथं सम्भाषणम् इति प्रश्नः अस्ति। सम्भाषण अभ्यासः, पुनः सम्भाषण अभ्यासः आवश्यकः। सो प्रायः कक्षायां यदि भवन्तः सर्वे वर्तन्ते, when you are studying, so during the time of studying itself, so यत्र यदा विषयान् भवन्तः पठन्ति तदा एव अभ्यासं करणीयं. So first, number one, so practice when you just learn something new, then only it will stick. Anantaram, general practice, no holds barred. So let's talk, tell us a story, ityadi. So what happened? Deepavali, Utsave came about iti. So we have to keep on talking about these things, and then only we can get used to the practice. That is one aspect. Anantara, aspect number two, one of the reasons for our studying Sanskrit is to access the Shastram. Bhavantah sarve registration form मध्ये उक्तवन्तः, अहं शास्त्रं पठितुम् इच्छामि, वेदान् पठितुम् इच्छामि, भगवद्गीतान् पठितुम् इच्छामि इत्यादि. So your goal is Bhagavad Gita, your goal is Upanishad, your goal is our Shastra. So the question you should ask is, am I using this knowledge to study the Shastra or not? Okay. So therefore, so tatra, so Bhagavad Gita, Gita Patanam Avashyakam. Anantaram tatra vayam Adi Shankaracharyasya Charyanam Bhashyam asti tatra. So Bhashya Patanam Bhavati. When we do Parayanam, we don't do Vishnu Sahasranama Parayanam. We do Shankara Bhashya Parayanam. So there is a time when we grow out of Vishnu Sahasranamam and come to Shankara Bhashya. I want you to understand how this journey progresses. Our tradition, you lost out our traditions. This is our tradition. This is how it goes. Or Ramanuja Bhashya. If you are all Vaishnavas, then Ramanuja Bhashya Parayanam. Bhashya Parayanam. Upanishad Parayanam. I'm not saying Vishnu Sahasranam Parayanam is not good. We have to do that also. But you grow out of it into something else. This is how our journey goes. So, Sanskrit is not for the sake of Sanskrit, it's for something else. Of course, some people study Kalidasa, etc., Kavya, etc. It's a big ocean. Big ocean, that is one ocean, Atlantic Ocean. Shastram is another Pacific Ocean, Indian Ocean, it's all big, huge. Ataha, so that's another way for you to think, Priya Bhagini. You have to think like that. So, am I using it for talking? Okay, Sambhashanam, fine, that is important, but you got to go beyond Sambhashanam also. Just something to think about.
No, actually, that's a very good point, because today morning I was reading Taittiriya Upanishad, and there's one sentence there, Kaschana Gacchati. I'm like, okay, I know the meaning of this. And then Na Tatra Chakshur Gacchati Na Vag Gacchati Na Mana. So I'm like, okay, now I can understand what this, at least superficially, I can understand what this sentence means. So it's like a child who suddenly learns how to read English, and then you pull one or two words in a paragraph. Oh, I know that is and, that's an apple, and that is a pen. So yes, it definitely makes sense.
Kaschana Gacchati. So Upanishad Madhye tat asti. So Priya Mahodaya is studying chanting. Samaveda khalu?
Mahodaya, parantu Samaveda kopi pathitum na ichchati.
Patitum va patayitum va?
Sorry, pathitum ichchami.
Tatra mantra एव सन्ति सामवेदे
परन्तु महिला खलु कोऽपि पाठयितुं न इच्छति तत् मम समस्या
So भवत्याः शाखा सामवेद शाखा अस्ति
न मम शाखा यजुर्वेद शाखा
ओ यजुर्वेद
शाखा
यजुर्वेद शाखा परन्तु सामवेदे एक अट्राक्शन् अस्ति एक आकर्षणम् अस्ति
यदि सामवेदः कः इति यदि भवती न जानाति कथम् आकर्षणं भवति You can't like something that you don't know.
If I listen to it, there's just a very trance-like attraction, like a trance. It pushes you into trance instantaneously. So
I will challenge you a little bit. Vedavyasa has divided Vedas into 4. There's only one reason he did that. He said this Vedas is too huge. We have to divide it up into pieces and distribute it. Okay, you take a Ramurti Mahodaya, you take Yajurveda. Swapna, you take Samaveda. Okay, like that he has done. And therefore, it is your responsibility to study and teach your Shaka.
Okay.
That's your Veda. This is Veda Vyasa is saying that. Therefore, you can't say I'll do whatever I like. Generally, in our tradition, they don't do that. Generally, that's what I'm saying.
So I will stick with Yajurveda.
So, but if you can say, I finished off Yajurveda, I want to go teach Samaveda. Then what? You from Bedi, you know the Bedi, Bishan Singh Bedi. Bedi is Vedi. That fellow is a Vedi. And then now you are saying, I'm going to be a Dvivedi. Are, kya baat hai? That's very good. Awesome. Dvivedi. And then Dvivedi to Trivedi, etc. we can be. Chaturvedis, can you believe Chaturvedis? I don't have the books with me, the Veda. So the Yajurveda books. So you need to know how thick the Vedas are. We chant this Brahmanam Samhita every day for about 45 minutes in the morning. And so Chaturvedi, they have memorized 4 Vedas and they're teaching 4 Vedas. It's just mind-boggling. It's mind-boggling. It takes so many years, 12 years to memorize 1 Veda. And like these kids are all there, periodically they come, atra agachanti te, Veda Patashala taha, atra, lagu, they are hardly 10 years old. And te paranam kurvanti, kantasti kritavantaha, they said. Just standing 4 hours. So sometimes 4 hours sitting there, the kids are all doing like this, and then they'll stand up, and then they'll chant, etc. And then periodically we give them some dates and some raisins and all that, energy boosters we need. And so it's very nice to see all of that. Very inspired. Very inspired. So anyway, that was that. Anil Mahodaya vadatu, Swapna.
सर्वे अपि वदतु same only, matlab there's nothing new, already people have shared their thoughts.
Anil Mahodaya अपि तस्य नेतृत्वं दत्तवान्. पश्यतु, एतत् उत्तरपत्राणां संशोधनम्, उत्तरपत्राणां शुद्धीकरणीयम्. What is your experience with that? Grading papers, grading answer sheet. Was it useful to you? That is the question.
It was good. In fact, I enjoyed it a lot. And as part of it, though I did session, I gave exam, I felt I know a bit of Sanskrit, not very much, but I have learned something. And while grading also, there were few instances where there were doubts. Even when I studied Sashyam, they got cleared. And there were different perspective of looking at it. A topic which I already studied, oh, okay, I came across while grading, oh, okay, this is another way of, because then I could see many different perspectives from many different students, how they approach, how they put it there. So that was like an eye-opener many at times that, wow, okay, this is another technique, another way I can also do it kind of thing. One simple example, Natvam. Natvam we have, we learned it kind of thing. So sort of the way I understood was, from the pronunciation, I would somehow figure it out. Rikara, Rakara, something is there kind of thing. And it was not settled here that I can have a rule like this, I can always figure it out kind of thing. But while grading, and so for grading, I had to look into the notes of Bhanumayadya and other things. And then, there is a total guideline there. That is a total, I can always for sure figure out an Natham. Why only like I can guess kind of thing. So that was one of the things, simple as Natham, right? Like that was an amazing experience.
I also agree with them. Like the basic thing, like the Makara rule and all. Though we write, when we write, now if I write, I come to know I have to use where to use Anuswara and where to use Makara. While grading only, we come to know, while constantly looking what are the mistakes they are making, we come to know what are the mistakes we also do. Grading was a very good experience, Mahodaya.
Because
it's equivalent to learning.
When we do ourselves, we skip kind of thing. But when grading, we are in mind, right? I have to make sure that it is done right? That the level of alertness of these Makara, Natam, all these have repeatedly ensured us that when we write now, when we don't, it naturally comes to us. We don't have to think many times. So that expertise, I would say, it's all because of that.
बहु सम्यक्. आम्. So यदि परिशीलनसमये एते प्रश्नाः तु उत्पन्नं भविष्यन्ति. कुत्र न भवति, कुत्र अनुस्वारः भवति, पाणिनि महोदय अस्ति इदानीं रसाभ्यां नोनः मोनुस्वारः इत्यादि. Anybody studying पाणिनि? अखिल अनिल महोदय अस्तु. तत्र उमा मीनाक्षी अपि पाठयति खलु. उमा सा अपि मां पृष्टवती पाठयितुम् इच्छामि इति. बहु सम्यक्. So तत्र that's why grading is very useful. I used to spend 3 hours, 4 hours creating a homework, and then I used to grade. I don't know how I did all this. 2018, I'm still amazed. I was the only person who's, I started teaching, and then I was grading. I was creating homeworks and then next, Lataa, Parichaya, there also I was doing the same thing. Week after week, I used to spend a lot of time. Almost a whole 2 days of a week goes off just in teaching one class. One class. Because preparation, then the homework creation, there is no homework available. I had to put pieces together and all that. And then one of my students, Bhuvanesh, he told me about this Google Classroom. When I found Google Classroom, I said, my goodness, this is an amazing system. And scan PDF, this, that, I could grade PDF files on the fly. Once I was flying to Hyderabad, sitting in the airport, I was grading. On my phone, iPad I had that time, I was grading. I was just amazed that we could do something like this. So, but really, thanks to all of you. Again, punaha aham vadami. So everybody, this is not an easy thing. For everything to kind of all the lines, all the dots to kind of line up, not easy. And I'm always thankful to Saraswati Devi and Swamiji, etc. Their blessings are so important for a class like this. I've attended many online Sanskrit classes, and I've had all kinds of misgivings. Really, even a small group doesn't have to be big. Vyoma and all is huge. Okay, Vyoma, there are thousands of students attending classes. IIT Kanpur, how many thousands? 10,000 and all are attending. That's a different system. So I'm comparing and contrasting our systems with their systems. So there they have audios. You have to speak and record an audio and then send it out to the teacher. They have different, very nice ways in which they also do it. But this is, the traditional person would love to see, students and then teach and talk and then teach. So this has been my preference. But any other methods, you let me know. And Soumya and all, I've spoken to Soumya ji, and so they are really pioneers in this, is it not? They started. So Venkata Subramanian and others, they had come to America long ago, and so very happy that there's all these different groups working. And so Asmakam Samskritadhyaya, Shastradhyaya, Sadhanani Anekani Santidani. So we had to leverage this technology, I think, in whatever way and help each other. So I appreciate all of your participation, and I thank your.
In some ways, they're also sort of saying the smaller groups will create now and come back to this. So I was meeting Venkat Subramaniam and Vishwanathan the other day, on Monday. And they were also like, no, smaller groups are better than the 1,000 group that we have currently and doing a mass teaching. So they have come up with a different system where they want to limit. If you want to attend a live classroom, we'll give you an exam. You pass the exam, that's a prerequisite to attend the classroom. Soumya Krishnapur is following this now very rigorously. She has about 30 students in her classroom. But having said that, you're free to attend the recordings and take the homework, do everything outside of that if you're not serious about doing it. So they're also going back to that original system, which I'm saying, in fact, they are very, very keen on doing that.
Very interesting. Very interesting. Now I've attended Shiksha class from Soumya, and then Panini classes, etc. and it requires even more grit and determination, to attend these classes. And especially the teacher is not, the teacher has to be really, he or she must be smart enough to keep everybody's attention in the class. And otherwise, the quality of the class will quickly drop. And so, yeah, it's nice to know that they are considering that. So now they've decided to have an exam, then it looks like.
So they are doing it for the Laghu Siddhanta Kaumudi. She did it already. For the others. And what they're also doing is they're issuing their own certificates. Where they say Vyoma certified this one, just like Samskrita Bharati or anyone, where they conduct an exam which is quite rigorous. And then they give a certification that you pass this exam from Vyoma. So they're moving towards a full university model, online university model, which they want to do, and they are very, very clear they want to keep everything free.
Yeah, in fact, 2 years ago, I wanted to give certificates to all our students, but we didn't have time. I didn't have any help to create that system, certificates, etc. And then because it's important, because we have a particular system, and teachers are dedicating themselves to this. And this is not people who are just whiling away their time. I don't have anything better to do, therefore I'll spend some time teaching Sanskrit. Not like that. People are giving their lives for it, and so that's good. I think Vyoma should do that. They've now come to a point where they have a lot of resources, and I think that certificate is definitely.
Over time, I think ASK can consider it as well in doing that sort of evolving that system. A pretty rigorous system where then benchmarks are set, standards are set, and very rigorous this one comes out. And really interested students, really interested candidates come.
Satyam Bahu. Bahu Samyak. Any other points? So I think Karthik Mahodaya, I think you may have to reach out to Sandeep Mahodayam Pichatu. Tasya Vicharaha Etasmin Vishaye, Dakshina Vishaye. You have to consult him. He's your teacher, so just check with him.
I'll first consult amongst our classmates and what they accepted.
Jay Kumar Madhe, will you be teaching Bhagavad Gita this year? Bhagavad Gita?
Yeah, definitely. So it's been going on. So I started teaching about 2 years ago, and then we've just now finished 6 chapters. And so then Sunita is in the class, Mohini Rao is in the class, Sajeev Nair is in the class. So many of people from Columbus are there, and you can check with Sunita or Mohini. They're attending the class. It's going on. So we have just started. I've just started 7th chapter. So it's going on well. About 30 students are attending.
Can anyone join now on or?
Yeah. So let's talk about that. So I would want to know what's your background, etc. And in general, the answer is yes. Anybody can join at any time, because fortunately the message is the same thing throughout, and the core message anyway. But there are some basics I've covered. So the basics are needed to grasp the. See, initially when we talk, there are certain things that have to be explained. What is Bhagavad Gita? What is Vedanta? What are we getting into? What exactly is this subject? How is this different from other things that we've studied? So all this have to be explained. And so in general, yes, in general, you should be able to, if you're ready for it, you can pick up. Yeah.
I think the one good thing about Ask is my Pravesha was edited with Samskrita Bharati USA. So this is my first year with ASK, but the one good thing is I feel the teacher involves everybody. and there is like a collective ownership. Everyone comes, studies a little bit and comes for class. Because the good thing is he puts people on the spot. So you have to think whether you like it or not. It's very active learning. There's no passive learning. It's not a monologue. He doesn't come lecture for 45 minutes and it says tata. So I think that's the one thing that format is very good about these. That's my personal opinion. Very good about these classes. And I'm sure everybody feels the same. The fact that we are all involved in the class and it's not a lecture system.
Yeah, I
Satya.
feel the same, that everybody gets a chance. That is really good. Yeah, really good.
Yeah, so that's critical. That's definitely critical. And when I invited Sandeep Mahodaya, however, than others to teach, I mentioned to them that it's not easy, and especially in a online class like this, the teacher is in his own world, her own world. Everybody is in their own world, and then teacher thinks that he's doing a lot of right things. Of course, he's doing the right things, but then what experience students are getting is completely different. Okay, he's not repeating properly. You should repeat 2 or 3 times, and then basically teaching methodology itself is to be understood. The teacher must know the teaching methodology, and any flaws in teaching will get amplified in this online platform and make it worse. In a physical class, at least you can raise your hand, you can do this, and then they can see you here. Everybody can hear each other. And whereas in an online system, everybody is waiting for, okay, who is going to say that Mahodaya, Acharya, we can't hear you. And then by the time somebody decides to speak up, it's already half a minute is gone. So all these problems are there. So, but
He
you're
had a very
right.
good system. He had numbers for everyone. So we would just put in our numbers. So it's something so simple, but it made such a profound effect in the class. So you already know who is before me and who is after me. So, I mean, something that is like such a simple method employed. Sometimes we think of complex and complicated methods. So Swapna Bhagini used to be 1, and then Saraswati used to be 2. So everybody had numbers allotted. I knew I'm going to go after Karthik Mahodaya. So once his turn is over, I already know it's my turn next. He doesn't have to waste time calling on the next person or kaha vaktum ichhati. There's no questions. Everything is eliminated. So that was a very good tool he employed.
I still have my number. None of you have.
Oh, that is 16 Jayanti and Ramurthy.
I did, but that was I should have been 4 or something, but I still have something.
Evam ba. Samyak. No, I used to have numbering system. I mean, I had to do that. So, but I used to have it alphabetically. Initially, I was just, whoever attended, I used to write their names, etc. Then I became a little smarter. I said, why not just write it in a piece of paper? It's the same set of students. Every day we're not going to get new students. So write it all in a piece of paper. And then from A to, whatever. And then, of course, if somebody is absent, let them be absent. But I never assigned a number per se. I will just call out the name of the person. And I used to keep the list in front of me. But numbering is also a good idea, I think. That way, I think, kind of who you are following, etc. That's a good idea. I think I need to bring that up with our
Zoom,
teachers.
it will come in an order then. When you put a number, 1, 2, 3, 4, it comes in an order. So it helps you.
Okay. So you used to write your names. Would you write your names?
Yeah, we name our with the roll number. This is the roll number, and then put our name. So every time it is the same number with your name. So after a few classes, we will know our number and name together. Everybody knows your number also.
Yeah, it is so ingrained well that we'll start with Swapnaji only, always.
Like that only.
It becomes unconscious. Like after Swapnaji, then it's someone they know. They will automatically start.
And like, for example, Jayanti Modia's was number 4. I don't know why you put 16.
I know. Today she's cheating actually.
Because I remember mine
And
was
some
5.
other class also, that is 16.
Mine was 5. So after you, my turn was there. It was like this.
Right. After you hear my Surila voice, you immediately go next.
Now, Jayanti Modi is doing this Jayanti square, no? Because Ramurthy also is there. 4 square,
Right.
she decided to put 16.
And one thing about Sandeep Mahoday is like we love to hear his Sambhashanam. It is like Pravahatah agachati, like Shrotumeva bahu samyak asti. By hearing itself, it is like it gives so much joy to hear that.
Satyam.
And because of the ease of his Sanskritam, I never really felt that I am attending a class in Sanskritam, not in English or any other language. I'm just like getting it. His language, though fluency is one thing, but simplicity of the words, of the terms he uses was like amazing.
Yeah, even व्याकरणविषये अपि बहु सरलतया वदति, वयम् अवगन्तुम् अपि शक्नुमः.
आम्, तस्य संस्कृते तस्य रुचिः सम्यक् अस्ति. I'll tell you, ekam vadami. Don't tell him this. I told you. So tasya parivare kopi sanskritam na ichchati. So they sarve, they're all angry with him. That why are you studying Sanskrit? This is how it is. I told them, don't worry. Every family, this is how it is. If everybody wife likes everything, the husband likes children, then that's a very rare family. But you are doing good. Don't worry about it. So, बहु सम्यक्. अस्तु. बहु सम्यक् भोः. कार्तिक् महोदय and Sandeep महोदयं कृपया पृच्छतु किं करणीयं दक्षिणविषये इत्यादि. He may have some ideas. तस्य विचारान् स्वीकुर्वन्तु. अनन्तरं मिलामः अग्रिमकक्षे.
कक्षा आरम्भं कदा भविष्यति?
प्रायः मार्च मासे भविष्यति. अग्रिममासे वयं सर्वे चर्चां कर्तुं कृतवन्तः स्मः. इदानीं कार्तिक् महोदय अपि तत्र अस्ति समूहे. सः अपि नेतृत्वं ददाति. प्रायः मार्च मासे, प्रायः इदानीं सप्ताहद्वये वा सप्ताहत्रये प्रायः वयं प्रदर्शयामः. We will send out the broadcast. Our challenge is going to be how to always how to identify the serious student. किमित्युक्ते सन्दीप महोदयस्य कक्षायां कति छात्राः आसन् पूर्वम् आरब्धसमये?
60 or some 40 or 60 something.
50 इति चिन्तयामि. 50 छात्राः इति चिन्तयामि.
50 वा?
आम्.
50. So first of all, it's wrong to have a class with 50. आम्
आरम्भसमये 50 आसीत्.
आम् आसन्. So प्रथमतया तु we can't have a class with 50. So second, trying to sustain the interest of people. So even if there are 25, 25 छात्राः सन्ति चेदपि, how do you manage that? प्रायः 20 वा 15 छात्राः भवतु इति अस्माकं विचारः अस्ति. एवं चेत् शिक्षकाः अपि आवश्यकाः. So we need teachers to teach the classes. अतः so many are volunteered. अनेके पाठयितुमपि इच्छन्ति. यथा उमा मीनाक्षी, अनुराधा अनन्त, अनन्तरं अत्रापि लता कक्षायां प्रायः एकः वा द्वे पाठयितुम् इच्छति. अतः so we have to address those challenges. This time we're trying to do a better job of that. सुकन्या कथम् अस्ति भवती? ऑस्ट्रेलियातः आहूतवती किल?
आम् महोदय. आम् सम्यक् अस्मि
अहं भवतीं द्रष्टुं न शक्नोमि इदानीं
क्षम्यताम्
सम्यक् सम्यक् सुकन्यया सह अहम् एकवारं सम्भाषणं कृतवान् एव किन्तु इदानीमेव प्रथमवारं तां पश्यामि सम्यक् सम्यक्
महोदय सुकन्या भगिनी बहु सम्यक् पाठयति बहु बहु सम्यक् पाठयति
इदानीं शिक्षा मालती कोऽपि पाठितुं न शक्यते किल सुकन्या महोदय उत्तम अध्यापिका प्लीज कंसिडर हर फॉर टू टीच मालती
मम स्तरः किञ्चित् न्यूनमेव महोदय मम ज्ञानमपि न्यूनमेव अहम् अभ्यासवर्गे वा किमपि सह शिक्षिकारूपेण सहायं कर्तुं शक्नोमि परन्तु मुख्य शिक्षिका भवितुं न अर्हामि
असत्यं
भवती पाठयितुं शक्नोति अहं जानामि प्रायः सस्यं तु निश्चयेन पाठयितुं शक्नोति
महोदय परन्तु मम पुत्री एतस्मिन् वर्षे 12 कक्षायां पठति अतः किञ्चित् कोचिंग करोमि अहं किञ्चित् समयः नास्ति महोदय तस्याः परीक्षानन्तरम् अहं निश्चयेन पाठयितुं शक्नोमि
सम्यक् सम्यक् गृहे सर्वं स्थिरं भवितव्यं प्रथमम् अनन्तरमेव अन्यानि कार्याणि बहु सम्यक् बहु सम्यक् आं सुकन्यां जानामि पूर्वं वयं सम्भाषणं कृतवन्तः कुत्र सिड्नी नगरे वसति वा भवती
आं महोदय
भवती VHP केन्द्रे अपि भवती साहाय्यं कृतवन्तः
इदानीमपि करोमि महोदय लघु छात्राणां कृते सरला इति परीक्षार्थं पाठयामि प्रतिवारं
सरला इति एकं पुस्तकम् अस्ति खलु
आमां महोदय तदैव आम् आगामी रविवासरे परीक्षा भविष्यति तदनन्तरं सुगमा पाठयिष्यामि
सरला सुगमा लतिका वाटिका एट्सेट्रा
सरला सुगमा सरसा सुखदा इति सरला परीक्षाः
सम्यक् सम्यक् अस्तु इदानीं समापयामः धन्यवादः पुनः पुनः
सरस्वती महोदय called actually
किमर्थं सा किमर्थम् अत्र न सा भारतदेशे अस्ति खलु
गच्छन्ती अस्ति महोदय इदानीमेव गच्छन्ती अस्ति
गच्छन्ती अस्ति बहु सम्यक् बहु सम्यक्
So she's saying she wants to convey her namaskarams to you.
Very nice. अस्माकं धन्यवादान् अपि प्रकटीकरोतु.
Okay. Have a safe trip.
बहु सम्यक्.
Yeah, she missed session very.
अस्तु समापयामः. ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते ॐ शान्तिः 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 हरिः ॐ श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः हरिः ॐ
धन्यवादाः महोदय
मिलामः किल महोदय प्रिया महोदय एकनिमेष